I think he's finally done it. I think the man has finally cracked and lost his mind. I know I've been pretty hard on Mark Cuban so far this season because he's already made one outlandish comment when he said that he still believes that his Mavericks could make the NBA playoffs and that they weren't tanking. I give him a bit of heat for saying that. I'm gonna admit, I give him a bit of heat for saying that. Do I regret saying that? Not at all. I stand by every word that I said. And unfortunately for Mark Cuban, he also stands by every word he said. And what I mean by that is he came out again yesterday. He came out and said yesterday that he is not going to call Russell Westbrook a freaking superstar until Russell Westbrook meets Mark Cuban's definition of a superstar. And in case you guys haven't heard, this came out after the Thunder eliminated the Mavericks in the playoffs last year in 5 games. After Game 5 of the 2016 NBA playoffs, when the Thunder eliminated the Dallas Mavericks, Russell Westbrook had 36 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists, almost a triple-double in that elimination game. Mark Cuban said, to be a superstar in this league. First off, he said he didn't consider Russell Westbrook a superstar. He said Kevin Durant was the only superstar on that team. And he said that in order to be considered a superstar, that you have to carry a mediocre roster to 50 wins and a postseason win. So in order to be considered a superstar, you have to carry a mediocre roster to 50 wins and a postseason win. See, this is where Mark Cuban, guys, has me a little bit messed up here. By that definition, I can think of maybe, let's see, one superstar off the top of my head. I think I got around one superstar in the league at the moment then, and that's LeBron James. First off, the fact that you won't admit Russell Westbrook is a superstar is beyond me. I mean, the man literally just tied history last night with 7 triple-doubles, tying Michael Jordan and tying Oscar Robertson. Those are the only other 2 players that have had at least 7 triple-doubles in a row, and now Russell Westbrook as well. So if the man is averaging a triple-double so far this season, he's on pace. He's definitely going to average a triple-double by the time the season is all said and done. He's putting this Thunder team on his back. They lost to the Houston Rockets last night in a really good game. They lost to the Houston Rockets last night, and they are now 14-9 on the year, largely, basically wholly due to Russell Westbrook. See, but by your definition though, Mark Cuban, what other players besides LeBron James have led a mediocre team to 50+ wins and won a playoff series? I can't think of one in the NBA at the moment. Dirk Nowitzki did it. Dirk Nowitzki led a pretty mediocre team to the NBA Finals and won the NBA Finals. That team was nothing too special outside of Dirk Nowitzki. If you're gonna say Russell Westbrook isn't a superstar, then how can you call Kevin Durant a superstar? I mean, Kevin Durant has never led a mediocre team to 50 wins out of the first round of the playoffs, because if you're gonna call Kevin Durant a superstar, that means you're calling the rest of his team mediocre. Back when they reached the NBA Finals, you were calling a team of Serge Ibaka, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden mediocre. Even last year, when they made the Western Conference Finals. So you're calling him a superstar when he hasn't met your definition to be a superstar. Sure, you could say that he has won an MVP. You could say that he has won an MVP. You could say that he's won an MVP, so that qualifies him to be a superstar. That's a fair argument. But that's not what he's saying, first off. That's not what he's saying. Even so, that's discrediting players like, Anthony Davis. You're saying Anthony Davis isn't a superstar. He's only made the playoffs once. He made the playoffs once in his career. He's already out here setting records and on pace to break a bunch of records set by other big men. Anthony Davis is out here about to crush it. And he's only made the playoffs once. Right? He's only made the playoffs once. And he did not make it out the first round. So therefore, according to Mark Cuban, he is not a superstar. Right now, if the season were to end today, Russell Westbrook had better be the freaking MVP. He had better be the MVP. I would say either Russell Westbrook or James Harden right now has to win the MVP. Another problem I have with what Mark Cuban said is this. He admitted that Russell Westbrook is putting up superstar numbers so far this season. That much he cannot deny. How are you gonna say that he's putting up superstar numbers and he's not a superstar? Now, I could see he just did it once, twice, maybe, 3 times. Then yeah, you could say that he's had a few games where he put up superstar numbers, because there are players that every once in a while will put up amazing numbers, but you can't quite consider them a superstar. There are players that do that, but Russell Westbrook has done it basically every game so far this season. He's been putting up superstar numbers for a long time now. A long time, but he's been putting up these superstar-like numbers. He's still not a superstar. Makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, Mark Cuban. It makes a whole lot of sense. Honestly, I just don't know what's going through Mark Cuban's head at the moment. I honestly have no idea. I love Mark Cuban as an owner. I think as an owner, I don't know, he's just fun to watch as an owner, and he will occasionally pop up in headlines like this, where sometimes I just don't think he thinks.